After taking a year hiatus. I decided to write this trip report after taking 5-MeO DIPT for the first time in a year. Actually, this was the first psychedelic experience of any kind I have had in a year. Long-term background. Before taking a year off from psychedelics, I was quite active in using psychedelics, often for a period of around 3 years. In this time, I used LSD often, MDMA around 10 times, psilocybin mushrooms around 5 times, AMT around 6 times, amanita mushrooms around 5 times, 2CT7 around 10 times, and 5-MeO DIPT more times than I can count, probably over 100. Short-term background. The experience in question occurred on July 4th. It was a lazy weekend day. All day was spent resting and lounging around the house smoking on very good marijuana. A light pork dinner was eaten around 5:30 p.m. No other chemicals were taken. No cold medicine, vitamins, or other farms. 7 p.m. A light dose, 8 milligrams, of 5-MeO DIPT was taken. 5-MeO DIPT was measured using a small cuticle pusher, a fingernail tool, that had been calibrated on a very accurate digital scale the year prior using the same batch of 5-MeO DIPT. The dose was swallowed in a gel cap. I was a little worried that the powder had become compressed and thus more dense while in storage. This, along with the possibility of being in public, helped me decide to go with a light dose of 5-MeO DIPT. 7:30 p.m. Effects of 5-MeO DIPT are noticed. The eye sockets and front part of the head can definitely feel the tryptamine buzz. I started drinking lots of water to keep myself properly hydrated. Body starts having warm/cold episodes. To combat this, the air is turned on colder and I put on a sweatshirt. I start sweating greatly. More marijuana is smoked. 8 p.m. Smoke more marijuana and drink more water. This helped lessen any body load that was experienced. State of mind had progressed to a +2 on Shogun scale. Visuals are non-existent, but mood is very upbeat. Perma-smile has started. 8:30 p.m. Leave the drive downtown to see the fireworks display with my fiancée. She is not on any psychedelic, just marijuana and wine. Since she has drunk some wine, I decided to drive. Maybe not the smartest thing to do, but I have ample experience driving while on 5-MeO DIPT, and the checkpoints out around town will be harder on alcohol breath than they will with my dilated pupils. 9 p.m. Arrive downtown safely. I am enjoying the fact that I have a definite buzz going on. My head is clear and happy, and there's no body load to speak of. The lack of open eye visuals is expected because of the low dose. Usually it takes around 20 milligrams for me to produce profound open eye visuals. Nonetheless, conversation with fiancé is easy and fun. Not too deep, but I'm not a blundering idiot either. 9:45 p.m. Fireworks show starts. Maybe more impressing to me than the visual aspect of the fireworks was the sonic booms that I felt during each big explosion. It was quite amazing feeling the shockwave speed past me. Mood has progressed to even more content and happy feelings. 10:30 p.m. Fireworks show is finished. I am more than pleased with how well the low dose of 5-MeO DIPT has fared with me. I feel great, I feel content, I feel happy, and I'm glad that I do not have the urge for a more intense experience. I have had too many trips where I think I need to take a supplement dose to increase the length or intensity of the trip. 11 p.m. Get home and smoke more marijuana, then get a bite to eat. After the fiancé falls asleep, I put on some 1969 Grateful Dead and lay down on the couch. I close my eyes, relax, and start focusing in on the music. This is one of my favorite times on 5-MeO DIPT, just relaxing and seeing where the music takes me in my mind. This usually creates great closed-eye visuals for me, but this time the closed-eye visuals were limited. Still, the music seemed to come alive in my head, especially the guitar work of Garcia on Darkstar. It is as if I can hear a conversation with Garcia playing. Day after. I woke up feeling great and refreshed. No hangover, no headache, just good vibes and a renewed outlook on life. Conclusions. This trip turned out to meet and beat my expectations. The low dose of 5-MeO DIPT seems to be better for any type of public interaction. It keeps the body load to a minimum and lets the mind still carry on conversations. The downside is the lack of visuals, both open eye and closed eye. So here's what I learned from 5-MeO-DIPT. Don't take too much trying to get 5-MeO-DIPT to be like LSD. It isn't. Don't think that 5-MeO-DIPT will take you places without any effort on the user's part. 5-MeO-DIPT has a lot to offer, but it will only go somewhere with a little push and assistance by the user. Don't snort 5-MeO-DIPT. Keep the body hydrated. This will do wonders for curbing the headache during and after the trip. Don't mix any other psychedelics with it. The dose response curve is too steep to chance the interaction with some other tryptamine or phenethylamine. One final thought. I have had plenty experience with sharing 5-MeO-DIPT with others, before it was illegal of course. I have found that males tend to have more common experiences and effects, both body and mind, with 5-MeO-DIPT. This is in contrast to the vastly different experiences that female users have had. These range from feeling nothing, the most common effect, to being overwhelmed to a point that all vision is blurred into non-existent shapes and colors, to having a 3-hour delay of effects after dosing, to having menstruation start the next day. This has happened even when the female was in mid-cycle, having 2 weeks until bleeding should start. I'm very interested in hearing more from female users of 5-MeO-DIPT and other tryptamines on the effects the drugs have on the menstruation cycle.